Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Another run. Again, it's Dallas. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
This defense for the Saints, they were terrific a week ago in that victory over Tampa Bay, Charles.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Throwing now is Locke. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away.
This is fielded at the 27.
A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back.
And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. From the gun, it's Brady.
Finding Taysom Hill complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
Good work after the catch, going to net him 23 and a 1st.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he'll throw this one away, but I don't think he was out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag.
We saw it, too. Nobody in the vicinity of that throw, and that earns him the penalty.
Yeah, you've got to at least get it close enough to one of your own guys in order to dodge the penalty.
They lose the yardage, and of course they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Brady going to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. This is caught at the 20. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. It's a gain of 34.
Pretty good timing. He waited just enough for that post play to develop and laid it right in there.
And you know what a lot of teams do when they decide to throw a post route? Because it's a little bit longer developing play, they max protect. Bring everyone in, keep the tight end in, an extra back to make sure the quarterback has time to deliver the football.
Meanwhile, Brady's throw caught by Olave.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another 1st down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Alvin Kamara.
Touchdown number 22 on the season.
And the Saints get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
Lutz good on the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And, Charles, you look at these two teams, and these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got two division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. From the gun, it's Locke. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against them.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now Locke. He's going to let this one go deep. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Locke. The throw for Claypool is intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. The 30. 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they in nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did and came through with a big-time pick six.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Now Brady to try again after the pick six. And that one too far.
The touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Here's Brady. And that will be
incomplete.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7 though on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to want to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
This a 2nd and 7 from the 37. Here's Locke. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play. And he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. To throw it is Locke. And that is incomplete. There's no denying they want to get him involved. That's already the 5th time that they've looked his way in this first quarter.
So that tells me defensively that they want to insist on going in that direction. Make sure you got your best people in the area to try and take that away.
And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. These two teams all tied after one. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Now it's Kamara in the passing game. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
Throwing on first down is Brady. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The Saints at 11-3 on the year, and they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And last week was a bit of a nail-biter, a 3-point victory, but it's also the kind of game that reveals a team's true character. They fought all the way and came out victorious.
And he'll get about 3 out of that, up to the 39-yard line. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. He is going to find Hill here. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 42. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. To throw is Brady. They'll get this out to Kamara. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end.
Touchdown! Chris Olave.
His 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Saints have taken the lead.
Brandon, what we just saw there were two guys who were in sync. The person delivering the ball, but especially the person running the route. Tremendous job. It results in a terrific play.
Lutz with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
This fielded right at the goal line. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. They look to throw. It's Locke. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? Or does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Locke working out of the gun. On the move to his under pressure again, and down he goes again. A lot of ground to cover here for Locke and the Seahawks. 3rd and long after that sack. Looking to throw. Locke. Going up top. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Well, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And it's fielded at the 34. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. A long drive last time out. End zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Try to pound it in, Kamara.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you want 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line.
So they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field. Here's another 1st and goal, but from a little further back this time following the penalty. Here's Brady to throw. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Taysom Hill, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints go up by 2 touchdowns. Lutz good on the extra point. And it's now 21-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory.
Oh, he tries to give it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. So after the INT, it's Brady. This is Smith with a grab. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That one was thrown into the end zone, and when they made a play on the ball, it was actually tipped up in the air, and that's not ideal for anyone on defense because what you're ordinarily taught is to knock the ball down towards the ground, almost like a volleyball player coming over the top and spiking it to make sure that the offensive guys can't catch it on the rebound.
And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal.
And a nice job defensively to keep him out of the end zone. He was trying to get a 2nd touchdown already in the 1st half.
They had that one earlier, was bidding for a 2nd. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. They'll run it with Kamara, and I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
That was the kind of play that this defense needed because it has not been a good half for them on that side of the football. Maybe they can use that one to regroup a little bit and start to play a little bit better.
They'll go for it. It's Brady. Flushed out right. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Tom Brady, his 3rd touchdown pass of this 1st half. And the Saints will extend their lead here just before halftime. Lutz with the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So not much time to speak of remaining in this 1st half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And Locke throws another one. It's intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
So we're at halftime here on Christmas Eve. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. On first down, Brady. This is complete to Michael Thomas. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Shotgun now for Brady. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Uchenna Nwosu make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. To throw, it's Brady. Under pressure, and they got to him again. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today. But on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. Ball hit as he throws there, incomplete. So no problems moving the ball in the first half, but they'll likely come up empty here on drive 1 of quarter 3.
And it was so important for the defense to get that stop because what we witnessed in the first half was them getting run over. And they needed the confidence, and they needed to get off the field so they felt good going forward in this game.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. Lock now on first down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Isaac Yiadom in there to pick it. And the Saints are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They run it again with Kamara. And he's got room. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara with now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year. And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Lutz good on the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Lock, throw left side, taken in by Claypool. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down. Throwing now is Lock. And he's taken down here by the Saints. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Lock now to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They'll try and run. It's Dallas. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. Give him the 3rd down conversion. 5 yards on the play.
They had yet to run the ball at all on this drive, but 3rd and short definitely was a great time to dial one up.
From midfield, here's Lock. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. They'll get this out wide to Metcalf. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in.
And now here's another interception. Picked up by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And the Saints are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball-hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it. I think about it awfully hard. But also, You might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
We're off to the fourth quarter here on Christmas Eve. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. A 10th carry for Kamara. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down.
Well, partner, Marvin, our #1 stats guy just handed me a little card that says he has 97 yards on the ground today. You think he's going to get the ball again?
I think so. 3 away from that century mark. Got to have it.
Yeah, and I think what they're going to call is one of his favorite runs, whatever he feels comfortable with, and what the offensive line has executed well today to try and get him over 100 yards.
And he is finally forced out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. 140 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Again, it's Kamara. Oh, he shifts past him. Down at the 25.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. 10 yards, good for the Saints, first down. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point in the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
A man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Kamara again. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Third and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. Now receiver in motion left. They'll try to run it in. It's Kamara. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Lutz will look to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
It's a loss of a yard, so they'll wind up crediting him with a sack, and it brings up third down. Here's Locke to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. He's got a man, complete. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Locke going to throw. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on first and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And, you know, they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last two drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Hey, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Saints, the wins keep coming as this one moves them to 12-3 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Seattle, it's a tough blow to their playoff aspirations as they drop to 9-6. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals.
Whenever I touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. 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 I hope y'all can nest double E, cause I need your eyes on me. Once I get my feet in this end zone, no one can STOP.